Welcome to the first episode of Mantosh Speaks Corporate. This is a brand new channel that I have started to share my journey, my unique take and perspective on some of the things on what it takes to have a good, successful corporate career and also what it takes to avoid some of the mistakes that I have seen being made in a new company, in an established company, which delayed the success because of those mistakes. So, how we can avoid some of the mistakes and also demystify some of the highfalutin words and terms which are shrouded in mystery if you live and breathe air in a corporate world. So, the purpose is to inform, educate, discuss, debate, and in the end, make sure that we all have little bit learning from the experiences of the others. Who are the folks who can benefit listening to this channel or watching this channel are primarily the people who are starting out young in their career. There are some folks who are midstream in their career. They can also benefit to see how they can accelerate their journey, how they can be more effective. What topics I'm going to cover? I'll cover every topic that I have encountered in my journey working in three really big companies. If I have to sum up my career, I have worked at Oracle Corporation for 3.5 years, 18 years at Cisco, which is one of the biggest networking giants, and the last 4 years I worked for a company called ServiceNow, which is also known as a rocket ship. What I have done product development, primarily engineering and product management, both working in a company as well as a startup that we started and had its own journey that I will share in one of the episodes. And everything that starts from customer success, customer services, finance, supply chain operations, strategy, planning, budgeting, program execution, new product introduction, pricing strategy. So you name it, like from left to right, all the functions, starting from the genesis of product all the way to scaling at a global level through all routes to market. I've had the pleasure to be part of the team and sometimes leading the teams to breakaway success. So I'll talk about those topics, and in each episode, I'll try to cover a topic. And sometimes, if the topic is really meaty, then it may take a couple of episodes to do justice with that topic. So, starting off today, I want to talk about a term which is a very pervading and widely used term, but I would call it widely used and abused term in a company setting. It's called a strategy. You will find, if you were to count in a single day, that how many people in a company they talk about, oh, I do strategy. So in a company, if everybody talks about a strategy, you should know that either people do not know what the strategy means and they're just throwing the term around, or that company is doomed to fail. Because if in a company there are more than like 5 to 10% people are talking about the strategy, that means nobody is doing the work. So first of all, before we get into like what goes on in the name of strategy, let's just take a minute to understand what strategy means. So if you go open any dictionary, Webster, Oxford, or any dictionary, the standard term, the strategy means a plan of action to achieve a goal. Now, it could be any goal. If you are a student, what is your plan of action to achieve success in your studies? If you are a military general, what is your plan of action? What are the necessary steps you need to take to defeat your enemy in a war? If you are in a corporate world, profit sector, I'm not going to talk about non-profit sector because they have their own aims and you need to figure out what are the strategies to achieve success there. But in a profit making company, which covers the majority of the corporate world, the underlying aim of any company in the name of strategy and vision is to make money. Now there are different ways you can go about making money. Good way of making money is that run an ethical company which follows the guidance and the standards decided by the government and the regulating authority. And you can be a dishonest company where you are trying to cut corners, but eventually you'll be caught and you'll pay heavy price for that. But in general, when we talk about a strategy, it means what are the different ways you can make money and more money. That's it. Now, the good companies where you will see that there is a narrow function, which is a corporate strategy, where their job day in and day out is to think about how do we make money and more money through different plan of action. They have people who are talking about product strategy, who understand product strategy and work with product people to make sure that okay, does this product solve customer's problem? Because if you don't solve a customer problem, and moreover, forget about just solving the customer problem, in any space you will find, unless the problem is really novel and has never been encountered before, there are always, you will have competitors and other companies trying to solve that problem and selling the product or solutions to solve that problem. So a good strategy is how do you solve a problem, whether it's a product problem or anything that you are trying to sell to the customers, resonate with them, gives them a solution in the most efficient manner, and moreover delights the customer. So if you can do three things at the highest level, if you have to think about the winning formula: create a product that delights the customer, not just solves a problem, but solves in such a way that make your customers very happy, because happy customers are going to be your success stories, and they will be your referenceable customers that you can use to sell to other customers. They will talk to other people, because at the end of the day, these companies and the corporate world is not an amorphous world. It doesn't exist without people. And everybody, we think that today AI is here, or yesterday when internet came, the means change, people don't change. We are evolving and have evolved through millions of years, and primary driver for humans are the emotions. So when you are dealing with an emotional being, the best strategies are those which appeal to their interest, not to the reason. So people who understand this are going to be really successful. So first, create a product that delights the customer, makes them very happy. Second, take out all the unnecessary cost while developing and selling the product or running your company. And the third, continuously work to improve your products and services. If you do these three things and nothing else, you are going to be a huge success. So again, a strategy is nothing but a checklist of steps that guides your execution plan. If a strategy just sits in a PowerPoint deck, which looks very pretty, it doesn't do anything for you. A good strategy paper, a good strategy document, a good strategy deck is something that is heavily used. If you see a PowerPoint printout which has rough edges and heavily used and seen like lots of hand traffic, that's a good strategy paper. But if you see that, oh, it looks like a brand new and people have just looked at it once, that's a crappy strategy. That may look great on paper, but may not help you. So beware, people sell lots of snake oil in the name of strategy. A good strategy is something that gives you the most efficient way of going from point A to point B. For example, I live in San Mateo in San Francisco Bay Area, and I have to go to San Francisco. I can get out of my house, get on the freeway 101 and go straight to the Market Street in San Francisco. Or I can go on a freeway 101, then take 92, go across to 280, and then go to San Francisco and drive through the inner roads. I'll still get to the Market Street, but that may not be the most efficient way. But that is one of the strategies. Or the third way, you can take El Camino from all the way wherever you can go in the north to a city and then take inner roads. Or the worst strategy could be that, like, I start from my house, go to San Jose. From San Jose, I take like 680, 580, 80, cross the 80 bridge and get to San Francisco. So when I talk about different ways of achieving the same objective, reaching to San Francisco from my house, taking the freeway 101 and going straight and taking the exit to the Market Street is the easiest, simplest, actionable plan that will achieve my goal. So we'll talk about not only the strategy, what it means, but different types of strategy. What is a startup strategy? What is a new product introduction strategy? How it is different from scaling the product, scaling the company from the initial growth to the next S curve, and how you can go from one S curve to another S curve to another S curve without losing momentum. And I'll cover corporate strategy, finance strategy, operations strategy, new product introduction strategy, pricing strategy, and everything that you can start and act upon to bring more money and more success to your company. Before I end this topic, I want to also tell you that hiring and HR and talent acquisition is one of the key strategies where lots of companies get it wrong. And I have seen companies make or break because of their good or bad hiring decisions and how their HR is organized. As we go forward, we'll bring in other people to share their perspective. I'll take a pause, and before ending this episode, I would like to share some statement by very successful people who have achieved greatness in driving success ethically and with great integrity. As I said, I would like to end today's conversation with a statement by a management guru, Peter Drucker, who used to say, culture eats strategy for breakfast. So remember, no matter how great your strategy is the people and the culture that you build will help you succeed or fail in the marketplace. Thank you, goodbye, and see you again with another episode of Mantosh Speaks Corporate.